Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Guapish Rule 34. As always, I'm your host, Nico, and today I'm a little more than just your normal-ass Guapish host. I'm also your quiz master. That's right. Today we are going to be hosting another Guapish quiz. Today I'm being joined by our first contestant, Tanner. Say hello.
Hello, this is Tanner. I am all ready to quiz it up, and fucking, do the quiz.
Fantastic! And second up here, we also have, who is most likely to win, Dylan!
Oh wow, I was gonna say, I've already won, you don't know it yet, but with that, I am very confident in this one today.
It's a geology quiz, but it's actually about geology.
Oh my god, shut up.
Someone add that to the list, And of course, finally, we have our last contestant, who will almost certainly lose, potentially. We'll see. He's kind of low energy today. Jackson!
Yeah, Nico literally gave me, I'm assuming, an answer to one of these questions, or at the very least a big hint, and I've immediately already forgotten what he said.
Probably. Most likely the case.
I do my best constantly with this guy, but he just cannot absorb the information. And today, boys, I've got a little something special for you, okay?
Ooh.
Now, as you all know, we've done a video game quiz before. We've done a music quiz before. And so today I'm going to be combining them, boys.
Oh, no.
With our first ever video game music quiz. And now this is going to be like the previous quiz, because as you guys may know, video game, they tend to not have like a lot of like actual words in their songs. So what I'm going to be having you boys do today is you're going to be playing a little bit of that funky music, and you guys are going to need to buzz in to answer to see who can get the song first. You're going to need to fucking play the music and then find the song. Ain't that crazy?
We have to
Find
play
the
it
song?
and
No, I'm just going to play
in?
the music for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to play it for you. You're going to buzz in to get your answer in there. And it's just going to be that easy. Now, boys, today I have a significantly smaller amount of songs for you. Because, normally we go 50 questions. Today it's only going to be 20, alright? Today's just going to be 20 questions.
Okay.
Just because due to the nature of this, I feel like that'll be much more manageable, And, of course, I still have... we still got the pity point system in here in place, okay, boys? Okay?
Of
now,
course.
Okay.
I want to ask you guys, who do you think is going to lose this, for sure?
I feel like...
I don't know.
I think you severely... I don't think I know as much about video game music as you're putting on, Nico.
But, who's going to lose, do you guys think?
I don't want to say it's Jackson.
See, the only thing that makes me hesitate about saying Jackson is I don't know how much knowledge Ose has given him of video game music.
Ose is just regular songs. Ose is just songs with maps put on top of them.
Yeah, which means I assume there's plenty of video game music in there. Dumbass.
There can be, but there's a lot of anime intro stuff in there is usually what it is for me, so...
So it sounds like what you guys are saying is Jackson's absolutely going to lose, right?
Yeah, I'm going to lose.
I don't want to put it on this guy. I want Jackson to, legitimately win.
I'm going to be surprised if I get a point.
Well, Jackson, I'm going to be giving you an opportunity to get a point right now, dude. Because normally we have 5 pity point questions, but, they're fucking... There are 20 questions here, dude. I don't want to ask you a pity point question after every 4 questions. That just sounds ridiculous. So I'm going to ask you one after every 5 questions, alright? Assuming you're still in last place. But we're going to start you off with maybe a little bit of a lead here, Jackson. Because I'm going to be asking you your first pity point question right now, dude. Right now. So the way these are going to be working is they're not actually going to be music themed, okay? They're still video games, but not music themed. So I'm going to be asking you, what is the release date for a specific video game? And you just have to tell me what it is, Jackson. I'll even give you a 2-year grace period. How does that sound to you, pal?
I'm just giving you the year?
Yeah, just the year it came out.
Sure, go for it.
Alright, fantastic. So for the first one here, I'm going to need you to tell me, when did Elden Ring come out, Jackson?
This is a tough one. I'm going to say 2022 last year.
Correct! You're right on the dot there, dude. Congrats.
Thank God.
I was very scared that you would
This was
actually
a tough
know
one.
that.
I was
My
in
first guess
head.
was going to be 2020, and then I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense.
No.
That's what I was scared of. But congrats, you're already on the board, dude, with 1 point. And
This is
now,
unfair.
we're going to be moving on to our very first song here, boys. Our very first song. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
And here we go. Ho ho ho! First is Dylan. Dylan, what song was that?
Megalovania from Undertale.
Correct! Yeah, so, I probably should have prefaced this as well. I'm really only looking for, like, the fucking video game that's from. You can also tell me the name of the song as well for a bonus point. Like, Dylan just got there. 2 points coming your way, Dylan. For the most part, I'm not actually going to be giving you guys any bonuses for the songs because, most of these are just like the main title theme, and I feel like if you just say, title theme for whatever the fuck bullshit, that's not gonna, that doesn't feel very deserving of a point. So,
fair enough.
Congrats, Dylan. You're already 2 points on the board. Tanner, you are in fucking last place, dude. Maybe step it up here. Second song coming your way.
Oh.
Tanner.
Mario Kart?
Which one?
Fuck! Mario Kart. It's not... I'll go Double Dash.
Unfortunately, it's incorrect, dude. It's incorrect. Dylan,
Damn
you were
it.
the second person to buzz in there. What song is that?
Yeah, this is clearly Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii.
That is correct. That is an additional 2 points for Dylan.
I wanted to say Wii, but then I doubted myself.
Well...
Because this will come up, I'm sure. I will just say right now, I do have quite a few Nintendo songs on here. If you say Super Smash Bros., I'm not counting that.
Okay, we gotta
Even
say
though I know-
specifically.
Even though I know several of these songs do come from that. Yeah,
I would
unless
not
it's
have
like,
guessed that.
originally composed for Smash Bros.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
fucking counting it.
I definitely would not have thought of that, but...
Yeah, song number 3 here, boys. Tanner!
That is from Animal Crossing New Horizons.
That's incorrect, Tanner. That's incorrect.
Fucking Christ.
Jackson.
That's from Doki Doki Literature Club.
That is correct.
What? There's no way!
No, you're right.
Yes,
Damn,
the
I'm
main
stupid.
theme for Doki Doki Literature Club.
Jackson got
It
a
sounds
point,
like
there
something
it is!
that could be in Animal Crossing, right?
It does,
It does.
yes.
I heard like 2 seconds of the song, maybe if that.
Alright, boys, song number 4 here. Tanner.
That would be Gerudo Valley from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
That is correct. There you go, dude. Congrats. 2 points on the board now, all tied up
I
with
was
Jackson.
robbed.
Now then, song
Crazy.
number 5. Dylan.
This is from Mario, Super Mario 64.
That is correct. Would you happen to know
It's
the
from-
name of that song?
I don't know the name of it, I just know it's the ice penguin level.
True. Got any more specific than that, though? Tanner, you buzzing second. Would you happen to know the name of that song?
Is it just called like Penguin Chase?
It's not, no. Jackson, as the final boy, do you know it?
No.
Okay, that's Slider. It plays whenever you're going down a slide.
Yeah, I knew it was where,
Yeah.
it's where you're racing down the big ice slide with the big penguin.
Yeah.
Big Penguin.
And with that, boys, that was question number 5. Meaning that we're moving on to the pity point question. And currently, you guys are all tied up. So,
What?
Jackson and Tanner, you guys are going to need to guess, what year did Mario 64 come out? Just each of you give me a guess.
Fuck. I'll go. Fuck, man, I don't know that.
2002?
1998.
1998 and 2002. Tanner, you are correct. Since we have that 2-year margin of error, it was 96.
Oh, okay.
So you do
Damn,
get
that's
a
crazy.
point here.
It came out in 1964, obviously.
Wait, if we were all tied up, why wasn't I allowed to participate?
You weren't. He just used he used a phrase that didn't actually apply to what he was trying to say.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And with that, we're moving on to question number 6, boys. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Tanner.
Aw.
See, I definitely buzzed in without knowing. I'm gonna say that is from Super Metroid.
Incorrect. Dylan.
Is it from Kirby Kirby Deluxe? Ah, dang it! It was on the DS. Kirby. I can't remember. It's from that Kirby game on the DS. It was before.
There are multiple
remember
Kirby
either of
games
them.
on the DS. Dylan.
I know. It was the one where you were able to combine like the 2 powers together to get a new power.
That was not
I
actually.
don't-
You're thinking of Squeak Squad right now. It wasn't that one.
No, it was the other one. It was like Delicious Deluxe or Deluxe something. I don't...
Unfortunately, it's incorrect. Kind of. That song is in there, but like that's not what I'm looking for currently. You also haven't gotten the name yet, so Jackson.
Yeah.
I only know one Kirby game. This sounds like a Kirby song. So I'm going to say Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii.
Unfortunately, it's incorrect. You boys want to give it one more guess here?
Kirby Superstar Saga?
Yeah, sure, I'll give it to you, Tanner. Congratulations.
Oh, okay.
Do you happen to know the name of that song, though?
Return to Dreamland.
Unfortunately, it's incorrect. Yeah, it's Kirby fucking Superstar. That's just it.
Oh,
Okay.
Superstar, yeah. Wait, it's not
Yeah.
Superstar Deluxe?
No.
There is
That's
a deluxe
probably
version of that game.
That was probably the one I was thinking of. That was the one. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
There's like an original version on the Game Boy Advance, I think, and then they made a deluxe version and put it on the DS or some shit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, some bullshit like that. Moving on to number 7. Tanner.
Is that Wii Sports?
Incorrect. I'm sorry, dude. Dylan.
It's Wii Sports Resort.
Correct.
Shut the
Bro, I played the hell out of that game. Swordplay and Plane was best game.
Oh, you like swordplay, Dylan?
I sure do. I'm boss at it. I'll beat you anytime.
He's challenging us a little swordplay, Tanner. I think you should take him up on that one.
No thanks, you fucking fucking pervert.
Question number 8.
Yeah, the next one.
Jackson.
Pokemon Fire Red.
I will accept that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so, dude, do you happen to know the name of that song, though?
No.
Bummer. Jackson or Dylan and Tanner, do you know it?
I'm sure it's one of like the songs for one of the towns.
Pallet Town.
Incorrect.
Is it the Pokemon Center song?
No. That was Cerulean City.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving on to number 9. Tanner.
Donkey Kong Country.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. Do you know the name of that song?
Fuck, it's got some weird ass name. Oh my gosh. The word Jungle Jamboree?
That's very close. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Fucking close. What is it?
Jungle Groove.
I don't think I was that close.
Okay, I won't give it to you. You got Jungle, though.
I know, but I feel like Jamboree is pretty far off from Groove.
Fair enough.
And Jamboree was the word that I was really thinking of. Gotcha. Jungle, I just tacked on there.
Yeah, okay. That's fair then, that's fair. I appreciate the honor system there, Tanner. Number 10. Tanner.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. My brain just went, oh, it's Danganronpa.
Yes, sir. That's the Danganronpa main theme.
My brain just went, I heard this on YouTube.
Didn't you guys use this as your old channel intro?
Yeah, this was for the outro,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that was the intro for, like, the door theme that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have given me it if I had said the old FBI intro?
No. I would have given you like an honorary bonus point. It wouldn't like actually count towards your points at all, but I would acknowledge that you said something cool.
Okay.
I'd acknowledge you said something.
And with that, boys, that was question number 10, meaning that we are moving on to the third pity point. Jackson, since you are currently in last place, I've got a little question for you. What year did Skyrim come out?
Impossible to say.
It's over. Yeah, I mean, I could say any year in the last decade, and I wouldn't be wrong.
I'm looking for the original release date.
Yeah, the original.
2011.
You're right on the money. Hot damn.
Really?
I'm a fucking animal.
I was gonna say, because I got it when
crazy.
it came out, and I would come home every day and play the game for 3 hours.
Yeah, that was a total fucking guess. I don't know shit about Skyrim.
I would have said like 2006 and been way fucking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright, boys. So, things have been pretty easy so far. I feel like you guys have been getting these like without any issues, really.
I guess so.
Things are about to change, though, because beyond question is 10 is where things get much more tricky. I did make sure that there's at least one song in here that I know that each of you will absolutely know.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, like, you should all definitely still, like, know pretty much all these songs. They'll definitely be, like, you know, not quite as easy as, like, your Marios and your Pokemons, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so just get
Saint
ready.
Mario here.
I'm gonna stop it there. Do any of you know that?
It started to sound familiar, but...
I mean, I guess we might as well just throw out guesses, right?
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
Congrats, Jackson!
Damn it, I was about to say that! Fuck!
You did suggest we just throw out names, Tanner.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
You didn't buzz, Tanner. I would have given you the floor
You're
had you
right,
buzzed
I should have done it. That's my bad. He got me.
I was gonna say Skyrim, to be honest, but there was no way you were gonna put
Close,
Skyrim as the
same
answer twice in a
difference,
row. It's really not at all.
I would have deducted points from Dylan if he did that.
What?
Question number 12. Tanner.
Oh, what the fuck is the name of that game? Deadly Premonition?
That is correct. Congrats.
Never heard of this game.
Do you know the name of that song?
Isn't it like fucking Sunshine something or other?
No, it's not correct.
Okay.
I actually don't know if there really is a name for this one.
Okay.
Everyone just calls it the whistle song, so
Oh.
yeah.
What if you look it up and it literally is Sunshine something or other?
Sunshine something. Yes, whistle theme.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Crazy.
hang on. Life is Beautiful. That's what it's called.
Ah.
Yeah. So a little off there, a little off. Question number
Just
13, boys. 13. Dylan.
This is the theme from Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Incorrect, I'm sorry. Tanner.
Well, now I'm doubting if it even is one of the Smash Bros. Themes. That's where I'm recognizing it from, but now I'm thinking, is it a Mario? Well, it's not going to be a Mario. I guess I'll go Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Unfortunately, that's not correct. Jackson, would you like to take a guess here?
Is it Melee?
That is correct!
I literally was like, if I was going to get another chance, that was going to be my guess.
Yeah, that's...
It absolutely is in Brawl and for Wii U, though.
That's correct. However...
Not originally.
Right.
It's the
Not
theme for Melee.
I never played much Melee, so...
Melee was great.
That's what I figured. I know that like the Brawl and fucking Ultimate themes are like super iconic, and so I wanted to include Smash Bros. Song on here, but I was like, well, Melee's really popular, but I feel like not as many people know that one, so that's what I'm gonna go for.
That's a good pick.
Thank you. 14. Tanner.
What?
I'm just gonna go Nier Automata.
Unfortunately, it's not Nier Automata. No, I'm
Damn.
sorry. Alright, that's all I'm gonna play for now. Jackson and Dylan, do you guys have any guesses?
Drakengard 3.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna... I got nothing. It's not sounding familiar.
Jackson, Tanner, do you guys have any final guesses?
Is it a Fire Emblem?
It's not a Fire Emblem, no.
Yeah, I got no idea then.
Is it a
Jackson?
sad game?
It is a sad game. Do you have a specific guess?
No.
Okay. You guys were really close. It was Near Replicant.
What?
Fuck you.
Aw.
I guess down and not up. God damn it.
That is a different game, Tanner.
I know, it's just including it at all is...
I'd like to pin you for false advertising. You said you guys should know most of these songs, and I've known
He said
maybe
we
one
would
of
know
them.
one each. That means there's two that we won't
I'm waiting
know.
for mine then.
However, at the same time, the Nier games like have super fucking iconic music, and so I knew that like, you know, this one would like make you think Automata, but I zagged where he thought it was Zig.
Okay, you did. Yeah. I literally don't have a fucking clue what Replicant even looks like. I know nothing about it.
Oh, okay. It looks a lot like Automata, but without robots.
I know
Okay.
nothing about either.
Jackson, what song is that?
This is from Terraria. I'm trying to think of where it's from. I feel like it's the Hell theme, but I can't remember.
It is indeed from Terraria. It's not the Hell theme, though. Dylan, do you have any guesses?
I know it's from that purple-ish area place.
It's the Abyss
where they're
theme.
Unfortunately not, no.
To who?
Both of you. The song is just called Journey's End.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And now, for the next one, boys, for this next one here, 16. Tanner.
Fuck, I do recognize this. Is this a Toho?
It's not Toho, no.
Okay.
Dylan.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I seriously doubt it is this, but I know for sure it's a Kirby game. Is it Kirby Squeak Squad?
It's not Squeak Squad. It's not even a Kirby game.
What?
Yeah.
What do I recognize? Wait a second. No, yeah.
The song is in Smash Bros, so that's where you would recognize it from. Jackson, do you know what it was?
Well, I was gonna guess Team Fortress 2, but I don't think that's in Smash Bros, so I'm gonna rescind that guess. I don't know.
I'll play just a little bit more of it to see if you guys if it rings a bell at all.
Well, the issue is I recognize it, but that doesn't do anything for me.
Is it a Luigi's Mansion?
Luigi's Mansion? Unfortunately, it's not correct.
Fuck.
Yeah, the issue is I recognize it, but that does absolutely zero for me since I don't pay attention to the song that plays when the map starts.
Gotcha. Unfortunate. Well, boys...
Is it a Mario Party?
It's not a Mario Party, no.
I guess I'll offer, who all's in that game that would have a theme like that? Is it like whatever game Ness and other guy, Lucas, are from?
Is it an Earthbound?
Earthbound?
/ Mother?
I was gonna say Mother, but that sounded wrong.
Would you guess that first? I wasn't paying too much attention there.
Tanner.
I definitely said
Tanner.
it first.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll give it to you, Tanner.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's from Mother 3.
Am I wrong? It sounds like a Luigi's Mansion something.
I could see it.
I think there was like one specific sound in there where it was like, oh, that's like a spooky sound.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I could also see Toho as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for 17.
Stranger Things.
No, definitely not.
Dylan.
I hope I don't get the wrong one here. Is it Sonic Battle Adventure 2?
That is correct, Dylan.
Thank God. It's like
What?
the main Chow lobby or whatever.
That is correct. I'll give you a bonus point there.
That's crazy.
Me and Nico played the shit out of this game, dude. You don't even know.
Yeah, I really
It
wanted to
does
include...
sound like a Stranger Things, though.
It does, yeah. That song is fucking crazy. I really wanted to include a Sonic song on here, but by the time I realized that, I'd already filled up like all the fucking the first 10 where I was like, okay, people need to easily guess this. So that was Dylan's pick for a song that I know he would recognize.
That definitely would have been
Okay.
a stretch.
I still wanted to make it like a little tough.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a kind of obscure one, but at the same time it's in a portion of the game they're going to be going to a lot, so...
Yeah, I definitely got the flash.
Already 18 here, boys. 18. Tanner.
Samba de Amiga?
Holy shit, congrats,
No,
dude.
what? How? I only know those characters from like Sega Superstars Tennis or whatever.
I only know him from that fucking Sonic Kart Racer.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I knew, they aren't the most popular games, but at the same time, I definitely feel like it has a really iconic soundtrack where it's like, this can't be
does.
anything else.
I guess that's fair.
Is it also literally just called Samba de Amiga?
That song is called, let me double check, it's called Samba de Janeiro.
But I think the game itself is called Samba de Amigo.
Yes, sir, dude, yes, sir. And now 19.
Probably why you gave me the point for saying that.
Yeah, 19.
Oh, okay.
Tanner.
Jesus. Yeah, that's Celeste.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a song I included for you, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of that
game
one?
was pretty good.
The name of that one?
Yeah.
Ascending the Mountain.
Unfortunately not, no. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that Dylan and Jackson do not know any of the music from that.
No,
Correct.
I was definitely going to play it, but never did.
Okay. It's a solid game. I'm a big fan of it. Now
That's
then,
why.
Jackson,
What up?
I realized that I kind of forgot to ask
I was
you
gonna say...
the question after 15 here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you that now, dude. So, when did GTA 5 come out?
Oh, Jesus Christ, no way.
That's an impossible question to answer.
I know the answer.
I might know the answer.
The real tricky thing is if it came out before or after Skyrim. I'm pretty sure it came much after Skyrim. Let's say 2014.
Close enough, dude. It's 2013. Congrats.
Yeah,
was
I
about to
knew
say.
that one.
That was a scary one.
I played it in high school when it came out, so that would make sense.
Yeah, that shit could have came out like my senior year of high school and I would have been none the wiser. I honestly don't know.
Alrighty, and now, Jackson, you are tied up with Dylan. So for this final pity point question that I'm going to be extending out to the two of you.
Okay.
When did Luigi's Mansion come out?
Do we give out a number? Will you give out a number?
Yeah,
or?
just give me the number.
Let's go. I'm gonna say 2006.
Alright, and Jackson?
2002.
Jackson, you are correct, dude. It was 2001.
Really?
Luigi's Mansion?
Yes.
Released on GameCube, right?
Yes, that's correct. It was the launch title for the GameCube.
I did.
Yeah.
My timeline for GameCube launch is skewed.
The 2006 is when the Wii came out, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You would have never guessed.
And with that, boys, we're moving on to the final question. Now, I will assure you that this is a song that all of you will have heard before, okay?
Okay.
That's not very assuring, but...
You've all definitely heard the song. So, I'm now
Okay.
going to DM each of you your points, and you can DM me back how many you'd like to wager for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so go ahead and prepare yourselves here. Prepare
So stressful.
yourselves.
This is a really close quiz, though, isn't
It
it?
is insanely close.
That is very good, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, God.
Yeah, you guys are doing much better than I would have expected.
That's good.
Or at the very least, it's much more spread out. Alright, Dylan. Okay, the votes are in here. So, with
go.
that, it's time, boys. The final song. Who's gonna get it?
Are we buzzing in?
Yeah, you're still gonna be buzzing in for it.
Oh, God.
I really don't
fuck.
have any other method to do this, so,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, we could type it out, because, like, if we're wagering, that means we should all have a fair shot at answering.
yeah, sure thing. Type it all out. I'll tell you
Okay.
when to fucking send it.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? Why not? We'll keep to the original theme. Speaking of themes, here we go. Alrighty, boys.
Fuck.
Have you typed out your answers?
I have.
I've never been less confident about a final guess in my life.
Me either.
Nico has told me it like 3 times, and I do not fully remember.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Come on a second.
Damn.
I've absolutely told you where this song is from, each and every one of you. You should all know where it's from.
God.
It should sound very, very familiar.
Yeah, I recognize that's the outro
Yeah.
for a fucking thing, but...
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys. 3 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Did we all get it wrong?
Okay, so Jackson selected Coming of Heroes. Tanner's response was Jet Set Radio. Solid response there, by the way, Tanner. Dylan's response was Monkey Island 3. Guapish outro. None of those are correct.
Uh-oh.
Monkey Island 3 doesn't even... That's a point-and-click game. Why would it have music like that?
Is it a point-and-click game?
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking of
Monkey Island 3
Ape
is
Escape.
about, like, fucking pirates, Dylan.
I was thinking of Ape Escape 3.
You sure
Whoopsies.
were.
This is, by the way, the thing that Nico was hinting me on earlier.
I think Ape Escape 3 was the actual answer.
The correct answer was No More Heroes 3.
No more heroes. I got the heroes part. I'm close enough. I was the
I
closest.
got the 3. Can me and Jackson combine our answers to get
Damn.
half a point?
To get half a point, so, like, half of
What?
what you wagered
He's
is
got-
what you get.
No, that's
like
stupid. We all... Okay, did everyone wager everything, or did someone play it safe?
Dylan played it safe. He was the only one who didn't bet at all.
Fucker.
Dylan's a bitch.
And because of that,
God.
Dylan is getting out of here with 2 points.
Let's go!
Congratulations, Dylan. You win.
Yay! This is
Like I said, I felt like Dylan definitely had it.
I was considering writing down the thing you were asking me about earlier, and then I forgot.
That one's on
Well,
you,
what
honestly,
were-
Jackson. I gave you every advantage you could have had.
You gave me the answer to like 5 minutes before we started the episode recording.
What were the scores going into that last round?
Yeah, so the scores going into it were Dylan with 8 points, Tanner with 10 points, and Jackson with 10 points.
That's crazy.
I was in last place.
You were.
Crazy.
Tragic.
Ooh, buddy.
That's how crazy our quizzes are. You never know who's gonna win.
Yeah, I can't even be too mad. Jet Set Radio was a good guess.
It was a
really
good guess. I agree.
I definitely meant Ape Escape 3.
A reasonable guess
been
given
wrong.
Nico as well.
I know it would have been guessed, but Monkey Island was... I don't even know what Monkey Island is now that I think about it.
It's a point-and-click adventure game about
I remember
pirates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you saying that, but that isn't...
Yeah, they're pretty good from what I hear. I've never played any of them, but I assume they're decent.
Gotcha.
It's from that era of Sierra games with like King's Quest and like Space Quest and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, boys, looking like it's far enough, boys, far enough for
Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it?
Guapish at the movies?
Been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise.
Is that can we get copyrighted for that? For a parody
No.
song?
Of course not.
Can we get copyrighted for singing the
That's an
lyrics of a
original
parody
song,
song?
Dylan.
Yeah.
No. You're thinking of Eat It. Eat It was the original song.
No, Amish Paradise is also an original song.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Gangstalicious stole it. He turned it into
That's not who it was, but whatever.
turned to some sick song about
Yeah, well, it was
gangsters.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, okay.
Jackson, what was the Patreon movie you watched this week?
Osmosis Jones.
Heck yeah.
Osmosis Jones.
Picked
Love
by
this.
some person.
Hunter.
Some manner of human.
Hunter Nikolai.
Thanks for the suggestion, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we couldn't remember your name.
Uh-oh.
And by we, I mean Jackson.
Oh, no.
Nico, do you want to give us the rundown of Osmosis Jones?
I was gonna give the rundown because you guys both have a movie you're gonna.
I'd
fucking-
rather Jackson do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so basically, there's two stories going on with this movie. We have the A plot, which is, of course, whatever his name is, and his daughter. The dad, being like a host of the rest of the B plot. And then the B plot is basically we have Osmosis Jones, who's a white blood cell, and there is a virus or a bacterial infection or something inside the father's body. That's wreaking havoc and trying to kill him in record time. And Osmosis Jones is a detective who has partnered up with a pill, and they're basically just trying to stop this from happening. So they go on wacky hijinks to try and gather clues about the virus. I'm just going to keep calling it a virus. While that's happening, we're also getting like cutbacks to how this is all affecting the dad in real time, as well as like the dad trying to mend his relationship with his daughter. And he does, in fact... The virus kind of like succeeds and then like dips from the body, and then Osmosis Jones like catches him and grabs the DNA cells, whatever it is, back from the virus. The virus dies. He brings the DNA back, resuscitates the fucking father, and then the father and the daughter recuperate their relationship, and the movie ends on a nice little happy note. And then they made an animated series of it afterwards.
Yep.
They sure did.
Yeah, where he ends up in some little Cuban boy instead. Yeah. Because, I mean, they're not gonna get Bill Murray back for the animated show, you know?
I'd assume they don't even really need to show the real-life people anymore.
Oh, they still do, dude. They still do.
You gotta know what's happening on the outside.
They gotta show him getting, like, scrapes and bruises while he's playing
They
b-ball
give
with the
him,
boys.
Does Bill Murray give this Cuban boy, like, a blood transfusion or something?
I think he just, like, sneezes or something. I forget what exactly happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, Osmosis Jones. I thought this was a surprisingly fun movie.
Yeah? I will
Yes.
say, it's a lot more urban than I recall.
Okay. Interesting. I don't disagree.
I like
Osmosis Jones is aggressively black.
yeah, I like Chris Rock as an actor. I not really sure how I feel about him voice acting in this movie. It almost doesn't fit.
You
but
prefer
maybe that's
Shark
just-
Tale, don't you?
I literally have written down right here a superior version of Shark Tale.
I don't disagree at all. That's a great comparison, Tanner.
Yeah, in terms of animated buddy cop movie, like,
Yeah.
you know, takes on that sort of genre, this is much better than Shark Tale, in my
Oh,
opinion.
far and away.
This definitely brought back a lot of memories when I watched it as a child, because I also did watch the animated show. And I only found this movie extremely appropriate for this week, because I think the night that I watched it is when I started showing symptoms for having COVID for like the 5th time.
Oh,
So-
fantastic.
Do you actually believe you've had COVID 5 times?
I for sure had it twice. I'm pretty sure I had it like 3 times undisclosed.
Why do you not have immunity to it by this point?
That's a great question. Maybe because
he keeps getting these new strains.
Yeah, man. So that was I remember watching this Monday night, and I was thinking, man, it would just be so funny if I'm watching this anyway. So yeah, I thought it was animated very nice. I thought the humor was pretty well done. I liked the little puns that they had going, the way they portrayed the different body parts and like the way things worked.
I like that shot where you can see Bill Murray's gaping asshole in the background.
Yeah. I gotta say, I really like a lot of the the wordplay, the background gags, like all the little things that they do with the body. I think they're all pretty much like pretty clever, and I feel like they add a lot to the world. Like this definitely feels like very lived in, and like it's like they're trying to conceptualize like this entire world that's like inside the body. That's a very alien concept, but at the same time, it's still like it's the human body, so it's still something familiar. So they don't really have to like over explain anything about it. You kind of just like intuitively get it as they like merge it with the idea of just like this big bumbling city,
How did you guys feel about all of the cells in the body referring to like the guy Bill Murray as like we, like almost like a hive mind symbiote kind of thing, where like we are all this guy, he is us, like kind of thing?
I didn't even notice they did that.
Yeah, so
there's so the guy's name is Frank, and they'd say stuff like, "Oh my Frank, I can't,"
yeah, like they referred to him as like a higher deity.
Like yeah, exactly.
It got to a point where the mayor was like, "Get out of my body! I've got to take care of my body," kind of thing. So
I mean, that makes sense for like the mayor. He's like the one running the show.
Yeah, terrible politics. By the way, this guy would not. This guy was terrible.
I mean, he's great at politics.
No, he
was giving the people what they want.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out this world's politics. It's like, yeah, you guys want us to be lazy and eat chicken wings and chips all day, right? And I'm like, I don't see how this affects anybody's day-to-day life.
Well, you see, Dylan, the idea behind that is that by Frank, like, consuming all that shit, he's getting fatter. And because of that, he's giving them more space to live in,
I don't know if that idea was ever actually discussed in the movie, but I'm gonna...
Nico's definitely just bullshitting.
No, they have that sight gag of, fuck, what? It was like some part, it was like his love, it was his love handles, and it was like, fastest growing city in Frank,
Yeah, so it's like, we're going to the Buffalo Wing contest in Buffalo, New York, and like, you could just see the city freaking out, like, yeah, we love it, yeah, you rock, you're awesome.
Yeah, they're also talking about, like, what are you gonna do to, like, solve the fucking world's, like, living crisis or whatever? We don't have enough places to live. And he's like, I'm thinking about expanding to a third chin, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, I missed all of those jokes as it
definitely
turns out.
heard the third chin part. I just missed what happened before then, apparently.
Yeah.
Nico and I are the only ones watching the movie.
I wasn't really that into this movie, to be honest.
What? No
I
way.
definitely think the world building stuff is the best part of it. I don't really think I liked anything else.
I'm gonna say this and see if I can spark conversation from this. What do you guys think about Lawrence Fishburne's performance in this movie?
I can't tell if it's bad or good, to be honest.
He doesn't sound like himself in this movie, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds very much like Lawrence Fishburne either.
Yeah, but
he doesn't
then
have
again,
to, though. He just needs, like, be a character is all.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is this? The pill guy?
No, that was the Red Death. That was the virus.
Yeah,
Thrax.
Which I'm totally fine with. I felt like he was a great character, a very imposing villain, I must say.
Yeah. Also, one weird thing about like the pill character, I felt like his personality was all over the place because he seems like a really humble guy. But then you like constantly see him like flexing for cameras and like, oh, I have this many degrees. Like, I was really trying to figure out if he was a humble guy or not, but he wasn't really one way or the other.
He's like a nerd.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, but he's also always like flexing in front of cameras and stuff. So that doesn't really say nerd to me, Tanner.
He knows that he's the shit, Dylan.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's the shit. Yeah, he's a fucking
I don't know.
Cold pill.
Like I said, I thought his personality was very conflicting, but I thought it added a weird kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Spontaneity to the movie, I guess, at least for his character.
Well, you see, Dylan, he's very white-coated, and because of that, like, he gets a certain sense of, like, superiority compared to our Osmosis Jones guy, you see, who's just, like, some dude who, like, had to grow up in the
projects.
He grew up in the projects, Dylan. He isn't, like, a well-educated man like him. He's just been, like, having to live on the streets all his life. Like, he's nowhere near the same level as Pillboy, okay?
Which is a crazy concept, because he also, had exposition where he was like, yeah, my family's been in the cops since my great-granddad or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that constitutes, but
It's just about the optics, Dylan.
I guess so.
Like, he's not gonna really know that just from looking at the guy. He's gonna look at him and be like, this guy is made out of osmosis.
Osmosis is a bodily process, not a
This guy's made out of osmosis, Dylan. So, Dylan, overall, what do you think of Osmosis Jones? You seem to, like, really be high on it. Did you really have any complaints, though, outside of Pillboy?
No, I mean, I don't really have any complaints about this movie. It moves
It's
it
perfect?
moves along. It's not perfect. It moves along fairly well. I think the mechanics they put in the movie as, like, this is how the body works from their perspective, and it makes a logical sense from, like, an outside anatomy, like, perspective. I think it was, like you said, it was very clever. I like what they did.
What do you guys feel about the pop culture references in it? Do you feel like they worked in it?
I'm sure that most of them went over my head, but I think it all worked.
Yeah, I think it was weird that they made Michael Jackson meet the daughter. That was strange to me, but
Kid Rock was in this movie. That was crazy, right?
Kid Rock was in this movie. They chose, like, a really strange song to go with for it as well, by the way. Like, were you guys really paying attention to the lyrics at all?
No.
Not
I mean,
really.
kinda. I heard it, like, when they were trying to emphasize it, but...
Alright, let me read you off a little bit of what was in this song that they chose for this children's movie, okay? Young ladies, I like 'em underage, see. Come say it's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
Oh, yeah, that does sound familiar.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, Kid Rock was not known for his,
He's not.
Surely
known-
he had other songs.
not real. I can think
that
of
song just
maybe
fits
one
so
song.
well.
I can think
I
of
feel
maybe
like he only
one or
has
two
one
songs.
well-known song, and this isn't it.
Well, I mean, it depends what you mean by well-known. I know several songs by Kid Rock, but only like one or two of them are what I would deem child-appropriate.
By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw it all, but Pikachu is actually in this film.
Whoa.
I think I saw.
Yeah.
What are you sending us? Let's see this.
Where in the movie was it?
It was when they were on the fucking boat, when he was getting ready to hop on out of there. Check her out, dude. Check her out. I got the Pikachu pic right here for you. The sexy little
What,
Pikachu
like
pic.
he ate like a Pikachu plushie?
No, it's just someone holding a Pikachu.
Oh, hey, yeah, look at that.
That looks photoshopped as fuck, I'm gonna be honest.
It does, but it's real. It's in the movie. Yeah, Jackson was the first one who actually had noticed and pointed it out, actually. He paused the movie and made a big old pog face and pointed at the screen and said, "Holy fuck, is that Pikachu?"
Well, you know how Jackson is. He is a big fan of them Pokemans.
He says that
He
in
does
reference to
love
the
his
Pikachurin gene that people have within their body?
You telling me I could be a mouse electric type Pokemon?
Unfortunately for Jackson, it was not a reference to that at all, because that wasn't like really officially discovered and named until 2008, which is well after this film came out.
Dang.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
So, boys, do you have any other thoughts on Osmosis Jones?
No.
No, I don't think. I think, for what it is, where it's, for what it is, which is, it's a buddy cop thing, but it does, the cells at work sort of idea. I think I think it's pretty good.
Dude, Bill Murray is disgusting in this movie. He's
so gross.
Gross slob. Do you think he enjoyed being in this film?
I don't think he did. He looks miserable. He looks like deeply miserable throughout this movie. I'm like, man.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he did have to fill the part.
They did a great job, the director just being like, "Hey, Murray, listen, your wife's dead, and you're just kind of a fucking bum." And then he killed it, man. He's
Listen, man, it's
gross.
depression eating.
It's depression something, for sure.
Alright, so Jackson, what'd you think of this film? What's your rating gonna be?
Yeah, like I said, I don't really think too highly of it, to be completely honest. I don't really feel like shitting on it for like the next 5 minutes either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm giving it a C.
Jesus.
A C isn't that bad. I feel like that's pretty fair overall. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B, though, I think.
Okay.
Dylan, how about you?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A.
Jane, you gonna round this out with this, like, sort of ascending thing we got going? Are you gonna give an S tier?
No.
Or maybe go a
I'm
different round and
giving
give it D tier.
No, I'm giving it an A-.
Okay.
Easy dubs.
And that puts us at B+.
There we
I am
go.
okay with that.
Jackson, what are your negative thoughts on it? You didn't really say too much about it.
Oh gosh, the characters are really inconsistent and weird. The whole, like, scheme of the plot with, like, the fucking bad guy, I don't know why he was doing, like, they didn't really explain why he was doing all this, like, setup work before, like, oh, I'm gonna make him, like, have a cold so people don't suspect that this is happening, when he could have just fucking stormed them from the start, because none of that work related to what they were doing there at all. Animation was okay. The CG looked really bad. The fucking whole A-plot of, like, the real-life shit was completely pointless, and I didn't care about it at all. It was just an excuse to look at gross shit. There's so much more I can talk about. I don't really want to, again, shit out on this movie for, like, 5 minutes straight.
Next one is 12 Angry Men.
I don't feel like they were really that angry.
They were, there's
11
like
of them were.
there's like 2 or 3 of them that are pretty angry. The rest of them aren't too angry. They get angry sometimes. But
They get angry with each other.
12 Angry Men is the story of a jury of 12 men. They are ruling on a murder case where if they find the defendant guilty, it has a mandatory death sentence for some reason.
Meditated
And yeah, we
murder.
just watch them argue it out, and it starts out 11 of them think he's guilty, 1 of them thinks he isn't, and then over the course of about 2 hours of conversation, he sort of kind of convinces, it's a bit ambiguous at the end, but he convinces at least 10 of the others to vote not guilty.
I mean, I think ultimately he does convince, like, pretty much all of them to just vote not guilty.
Yeah.
Right, but, like, it has to be unanimous or else it's a hung jury. So
Yes.
I think they leave it ambiguous whether he got all 12.
I don't know. I mean, like, who
definitely-
do they, like, really hang on there for, like,
The last guy in the room, the guy who's like the most angry and like, no, I don't want to change my mind.
Yeah, there's two
Yeah,
of them
but-
that didn't, like, concede on camera, which is what I think Tanner's trying to say.
Who else didn't, Jackson?
Well, it was the fucking old racist guy, the prejudiced dude,
Yeah.
that went and sat down. He never conceded, and then there was
No,
also
I'm pretty sure he
also...
did concede on it.
No,
I
yeah,
don't
by
think
the
he
end of the
did.
movie, it was
No, yeah,
definitely
they, like-
11-1.
Yeah, they, like, went around, and he was asking, and he was like, not guilty or whatever, and he like, did, like, some sort of head motion to, like, indicate, that, like, okay, yeah, he's not guilty.
I don't remember that. Well, I guess it was just the one guy then that
And then it was the
they
yeah,
cut.
the very angry guy at the end that Tanner was talking about. He broke down in tears because, like, he pulled a picture out of his wallet of his, like, son, and then after that he was saying he wasn't guilty.
Yeah, I very much
I
so
pretty
feel like
distinctly
his,
remember them leaving it kind of ambiguous whether it is a unanimous decision or not.
I very
You guys
much so
are
feel
wrong.
like his actions indicated that he was going to be voting not guilty, because the whole thing with him was that, like, he was so angry about all the shit because he was projecting, like, the ideas of, like, this young man with, like, his ideas with his son, and, like, you know, with his son who's, like, a very similar boy to this young man. You know, he really resonates with the father who got murdered in this situation. He realizes,
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I'm a fucked up person, and I'm the reason that my son is gone, and, like, he doesn't, like, want to ever speak to me again. That's, like, really on me, and I'm just, like, really hung up on that, and that's why I'm, like, so wanting to just, like, murder this young Mexican boy. And I feel, you know, I just feel like, you know, once
They
he
never,
realizes
they never
that
say
that's
what he is.
he's definitely Hispanic of some sort, you know.
How would you know that?
You can tell, Dylan.
do
You can
see
tell. So
It's in black and
I
white.
really feel like, you know, once he realizes that's what's happening, he's like, okay, yeah, there's really no reason for me to, like, be so convinced about this.
I think they were also using him to sort of, because, you know, this whole movie is sort of about argumentation and what debate looks like and this, that, and the other. I feel like they also were kind of using him as like, well, there's some people you just can't convince.
I can see that. However, I disagree.
Yeah, that's not what
Okay.
happened. That scene of, like, him crying, breaking down crying, and, like, saying not guilty is definitely burned in my memory.
He never says not guilty.
Yes, he does.
I also don't remember him saying not guilty.
No, I mean, I can go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what
Yeah,
happened.
go ahead and do that, buddy.
As for the other characters in this film, though, how'd you guys feel about them?
Something I really like is that the characters are very well written, because like usually when a movie, you know, makes a character, they'll give them some sort of exaggerated traits to, like, that's how they build a personality for, like, fictional characters.
Yeah, where it's like, this guy's a clean freak. this guy gets like real angry real quick. Oh, this guy, he can't lie. It's impossible for him to do so.
Yeah, and these guys, they have quirks, obviously, to separate them as characters, but it's not, like, exaggerated in the way you typically expect from, movies and TV shows and whatever.
Yeah, I definitely liked that a lot. Each character felt like, pretty fleshed out. They were really, like, you were able to get a good idea of them. The cinematography and just, like, the character work in this film was really good as well. The one weird thing, though, was that they'd use this weird shot for the old man a lot of the times. They just get like, a fisheye lens, just, like, get real close to him.
Yeah, no, that was weird. And I
took me out of it
kind of
every
felt
time.
uncomfortable seeing that. Yeah, I'm like, why are we so close to this guy?
Yeah. Why is it only him each time?
Yeah.
What's the idea behind that?
It's very funny. How old do you think that guy was? This
84.
was in the 50s, so he was, this was in the 50s. He was probably like 32.
40.
The rest of them are all 18.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, no, he says it right here! He breaks down in tears and says not guilty.
But does he say it with, like, an implied question mark?
No, he's crying. What are you talking about, man?
Are there, like, some ellipses after that to hint that he wants to say more? Like, not guilty, but maybe guilty.
Quiet.
Let's see what we got here.
Order in my court.
Well, there we have it. He does say not guilty.
Well, hold on.
Crazy.
Hold on.
What do you mean, hold on?
What did he say after that?
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Or am I?
I fucking swear to God.
He also says no right before saying that.
But yeah, it seems pretty unambiguous, Tanner.
I suppose so. I mean, I feel like since I didn't remember that and you didn't remember that, Dylan just had an AI make that right now.
Yeah, because I've seen this. Never mind. Not a valid point, what I was about to say. This is the second time I've seen
You're
this
right,
movie.
This movie sucks.
So.
It should have had an ambiguous ending. That was stupid.
God.
Tanner's dropping it by 2 ranks. Yeah, as far as the
Anyway.
rest of the film goes.
Dylan and Jackson, tell us about how slow and boring it was.
This is definitely the most entertaining movie we watched this week, at least for me. This was definitely my favorite movie this week as well. I think the character writing is really, really good. Cinematography generally is pretty solid.
Aren't
Honestly,
those hand towels they have in the bathroom fucked up? What the hell is that thing?
Yeah,
That's
they're
just what
gross
they
as
used back
shit.
in the day.
I've used those before. They're fucking gross and so unsanitary.
What are you talking about?
I've never. In the bathroom, instead of like paper towel dispensers, it's just like a cloth that like circles back into the machine, and they just pull new of it out or something.
I've definitely, I hate those. They're so bad.
I've never seen it. Where the hell did you guys see those? I've never seen that before in my life.
I think I've seen them in like really, really old high schools or just like old buildings.
Yeah, I remember using those as a child. I don't know if there's any time
community
recently I've used one.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in person before. I've definitely seen them in other films, though.
And the towels are definitely usually always wet, so it's kind of
sounds
pointless.
about right. I'm not
They
shocked
be.
by that.
I'm just saying. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I thought the pacing was fine, given like what like area it was, going around. And I agree with the characters being fleshed out. I like how they each had their own stories, and I like how, at least for the most part, each character was convinced by a different part of the story that this kid wasn't guilty. Like, I like how it was, like, it wasn't, like, two people, like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, and they're both hooked on that same point. I like how it was, like, each one had their own, like, reason for changing their answer.
Dylan,
What's
what
fucked
character
up
do you
is
feel
the
like
director said that he actually is guilty.
Gotcha.
Anyway, what's up, Nico?
I don't think I looked into some stuff about this film as well, Tanner. I don't think he said that, but... Dylan, which character do you kin the most, would you say?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really think I relate to any of them. I never really was like, I wasn't like, man, this person, me and this person have so much in common.
I like the
Gotcha.
guy with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's not cool, he's an asshole, Dylan. He doesn't care about this at all.
Yeah, well,
I will say a negative, in my opinion, for this movie is I feel like the music is really weak.
I mean, I don't remember listening.
I just didn't notice the score, like, whatsoever in this film.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
it was pretty silent, at least to me, for a movie of the time.
Yeah, I think the biggest negative of this movie is just the fact that it is entirely focused on being a character drama. There is nothing else to this movie, basically. which, it still makes it really entertaining. I still think it's really solid. But that's a massive detractor. And there's also that, and I was definitely expecting this movie to more, pick the brain of the audience on, their opinion on, this case, but it didn't go that angle at all. It was literally, instead of that, the mystery was whether or not they're going to be able to convince all of these people or not. Which I was not really that disappointed. I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but I don't know, my expectations were shuffled a bit.
Yeah.
And just because, I expected, they were just, hand-picking evidence or just, saying random shit that, you never would have been able to, decipher otherwise. It was just, random, this is the piece of evidence that we didn't ever mention before, and this is another piece of evidence we didn't mention before, and this is another piece of evidence we didn't mention before. And that's what kept convincing people, which I felt was kind of, weird. And definitely, of course, you can't, as an audience, really contribute to this at all. But,
I thought this came for a second there. I thought this came out before fingerprinting was invented, because they have the knife and it's not in a bag or anything. They're just passing it around and fucking touching it and whatever.
Yeah.
They stab it into the table. I'm like, that's evidence. What are you?
Listen, man, it was
they've already had the trial, Tanner. They don't need to worry about that too much now.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that fingerprints have been around for a long time. DNA was much more recent though. So
they mentioned fingerprints later, so I'm like, oh, they are just touching perfectly usable evidence.
Yeah.
I'm sure the rules were a lot less strict back then.
Yeah.
They already got the fingerprints. They don't need to worry about it at this point.
Another thing that I like is that a lot of these characters, I'm not going to say all of them, because some of them were I ain't got nothing better to do. I like how some of them were I really got somewhere to be, or I just want to call this guy guilty so I can get out of here. But I like how the guy, the one who was not guilty, was well, are you absolutely sure? It's getting people to think logically, and they're well, we're just going to assume based off of what this person said. And then they were well, let's think about this logically, because this movie explored how people just don't act on primary instinct. We're oh, well, of course this person said this, so obviously it has to be this. But then they're well, no, if this old man had a limp in his leg, said he took him 15 seconds to walk to the door, and then they timed it. It was 42 seconds. So I like how this movie really slapped a lot of common sense into it, and to me it made the movie more enjoyable, because it wasn't just oh, of course he's not guilty because of XYZ or whatever. It made logical sense.
Yeah, it's definitely a commentary on jury duty in general.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you guys think this movie gave people a really inflated sense of how much work juries actually do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if you actually put effort into it, it would be this, but...
Yeah, your average jury is not, breaking it down like this and, literally basically doing an investigation.
Yeah.
Of, the 3 times I've been on jury duty, I think I was, not selected, 2 times, and the one time I was there, I think I was about to be selected, and then they were does anybody have any bias towards this case? And I think I did, so they asked me to leave.
You thought you did? What bias did you have? You're I hate black people, I'll find him guilty.
No, it had to do with, domestic abuse, and they're does anybody have, experience with domestic abuse in their home or in their life? Yeah.
And Dylan loves beating women. So, guys, I think that, Jackson had talked about earlier how, this is a film, it's basically a character drama. We basically focus on the characters and that's it. We don't really do anything outside of that. You talked about that as being a detractor. I really don't personally think it is one, just because of how strong the characters are in this film.
I agree.
Yeah, you're not convincing me with that one.
Alright, so Jackson, picture this here for a second, alright? So
I don't wanna! Shut up!
Jackson, you claim that that's the case.
No!
However, you also earlier claimed that you could make it from, your room to the front door within 3 seconds flat, okay? Now, let's test that here real quick, okay? Do you want to try walking to the front door within 3 seconds? We'll test you and everything.
Walking, not a chance.
Interesting how you're going back in your story now. Game, set, and match.
Crazy.
Cry about it. Anyway, are we ready to rank?
So
I think so. Dylan, what's your ranking for this film?
I gave 12 Angry Men a B.
A B. Dylan, you think this film is on the same level as the VeggieTales movie?
I don't know. Is that where the VeggieTales movie is?
Yes.
Why is it a B, Dylan?
Stop asking questions and move on with the rating.
Why is it a B, Dylan? That's what the entire point of this is.
Well, you guys hardly ever question each other's ratings. Why do you always have to question mine?
We usually follow, like, you know, some sort of logic behind our answers. And we do question Tanner as well, because he gives some really fucking goofy responses as well.
I mean, the pacing of this movie was still just a little slow, and there were a lot of, like, awkward silence moments in the movie, like Tanner was referencing the score. I still definitely think there could have been, like, some, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, jazz or some kind of something going on in the background.
Some neo-noir music.
Yeah,
like
I mean, I feel like having at least, like, somewhat of an audible score definitely adds to a movie. Unless, like, there is, like, a director's call for, like, silence to add, like, some kind of dramatic effect or some kind of cinematic effect. But, like, that just wasn't the case in this movie.
How do you know that wasn't the case?
I mean, you're right, how am I supposed to know? But I just didn't enjoy that aspect of the movie.
Okay.
Unfortunate. I'm gonna give this film an A+. I thought it was a very good film. Not really much to say that was wrong with it, honestly. I think that, you know, just like the big thing is, like, it didn't really touch me emotionally, I think was the biggest thing for it. That's really stopping it from getting to the S ranks for me.
Gotcha.
Jackson?
I'm giving this one an A-.
I'm giving it an S-.
Oh. I knew you were going to throw it somewhere in the S's, but I was wondering where
Well, honestly,
exactly
I had it written down as an A+, but after we talked it over, I was like, oh, I am allowed to simp for it a little bit.
And there
this
we go.
movie
And
deserves it.
And that lands it at an A.
Wow.
Fair
Solid
enough.
A.
This is one of the few films that has 100 on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever the fuck.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that. I was very impressed about that. I went in
Yeah.
with high expectations.
And they were dashed immediately.
They were completely squandered, frankly.
Jackson was not a big fan that it's only about 12 Angry Men and that there are 0 women in this film.
I was pissed about the inequality we were shown here.
The lack of representation.
They talked about a woman, though. Doesn't that count?
No. And for our final film this week, boys, we're going to be discussing Weird, an Al Yankovic story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Can you say it again, but pronounce his name correctly?
Weird, an Al Yankovic story.
Still incorrect.
So Weird, an Al Yankovic story is the tale of Weird Al himself, boys. Weird Al. This is a film that's like a documentary sort of style, very similar to the Queen movie that came out like a few years ago, you know? So, this film follows the very real life of Weird Al. So, you know, it starts out, he's a young little boy. He just wants to play the fucking polka, okay? He wants to play his little accordion, do a little polka action, but his father's a real hard ass, okay? He don't like polka in his life. He's not a big fan of, like, any real music or nothing that's not, like, you know, church hymns or whatever, and he especially doesn't like the idea of changing the words at all. But Weird Al is all about that shit. He wants to change these words and make something that's entirely original, you know? Based off of someone else's work. So that's exactly what he does. He gets himself a nice little accordion. He starts playing some polka, and his dad hates it, so he gets kicked out. But Weird Al ain't just gonna sit there and let that get him down. He moves out to like some city that they don't really specify. It's probably somewhere in California, probably LA in fact. And from there, he's able to find success, okay? After he creates his very first song, which was, I don't remember what it is. Oh, fucking My Baloney, that's what it is. My Bologna, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
And from there, he becomes a fucking rock star. He tops the charts. He's the biggest thing on the world. He's bigger than Jesus at that point. And from there, he meets Madonna, boys. He meets Madonna, and she's a fucking homewrecker. She's just a leech who's trying to get on his success. You know, he's just trying to get a little bit of Al Yankovic bump, if you catch my drift. And from there, he realized, oh, man, this girl, I fucking love her. I can't let her go, but everyone else around her, they see her for what she really is. They know that she's a fucking leech, but he doesn't listen, and so he starts doing hard drugs and shit, and he starts getting with her, and from there, she gets fucking kidnapped by I was about to say ISIS, but that's not who it is. she gets kidnapped by the Cubans, okay? And he has to go
either, but
the Cubans, and so he has to go save her. He goes down there, he gets a gun, he blasts them all, but she ain't ready to leave yet, okay? She's got a big drug trade she can be running now. So that's exactly what she does, and she just leaves Weird Al out to dry. And so from there, he leaves, he reconnects with his father, they become best friends, he learns about his old Amish lifestyle, and he ends up getting a new song idea. Not for fat, why would it be for fat? He learns about the song. Amish Paradise, boys. Amish Paradise. And that just makes him the biggest thing ever in the world. He gets the Oscar for like a best original song that's made as a parody, and he gets assassinated live on stage. And that's the story of Weird Al, guys. What did you think of it?
For sure. I actually... Go ahead, Tanner.
I went into this thinking this was just an actual attempt at a biopic of Weird Al.
At what point did you realize that was not the case?
It's pretty immediate that you realize that's not the case.
Immediate?
Yeah.
It took me till, like, Madonna showed up to realize it.
So you think he went to an actual high school party where they were playing polka music, Dylan?
Listen, man, times were different back then. Who am I to judge?
Anyways, Dylan's...
Some of it was embellished.
I wanted to give this movie the benefit... I definitely had my doubts when that scene popped up, and I was like, well, no, these movies are typically exploring the person's background from an art movie
you think
perspective.
The part where his father had his hand torn off in the factory and he was talking about, well, another one got eaten today, you thought nothing? That didn't trip any
to be fair,
fantasy alarms?
At that part, I was just like, well, maybe they just incorporated some of Weird Al's humor in here. Surely that had to be the case. I was, like, really trying to convince myself up until the Madonna part, like, this was just his background with his humor.
Part even.
You felt like it was far-fetched that he dated Madonna. Weird Al, that sex symbol.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of did yourself a major disservice, because this is far more enjoyable as just this absurdist origin story than as, like, an actual attempt at a biopic.
In my own defense, by the time I got to the end of the movie, I was like, oh, you know what? You know what makes this movie even better? The fact that it was just one big parody at the end, so that really just goes along with this whole theme anyway. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I think this movie is like, I thought it was a great idea, because again, I'm like, he's still alive, what? But no, what they ended up doing, where it's this like alternate reality where, you know, Weird Al is the biggest star ever, he's dating Madonna, he fucking, at first when he made, Eat It, and it was original, I'm like, oh, in this movie's universe, does Michael Jackson not exist? No. They make it so Michael Jackson parodies Eat It by making it not funny, which was just fucking hilarious.
Beat It. What is it about, eggs? No. It's about survival on the streets or something.
Or fighting or something.
That was
no, this movie like actually got me to like laugh out loud a couple of times. Especially the ending I thought was fucking hilarious. When the screen just goes black and it just says Weird Al Yankovic was assassinated in 1980, I just started dying of laughter. And then, you know, they start doing the screenshots of, you know, his life or whatever, and they just show him being fucking riddled with bullets. That was fucking great. Yeah, I was actually very impressed by how funny this movie was. I think it meandered a bit in the middle when they were doing like Madonna shit, and I didn't find that too engaging or whatever. But the opening and the ending, the first and last acts, I'd say, were just fucking hilarious in my opinion. I do kind of wish they had another song or two in there, but also that's kind of not the point of this movie. So I'm not sure.
I was definitely also surprised by like just how few songs they actually had in here. And I gotta say, one thing that like really shocked me. Guys, have you noticed that, like, Jack Black just plays, like, the same character in all of his films?
No.
I don't think
I don't think that's true. I think that's your guys' skewed, biased belief of Jack Black.
Give me evidence that he doesn't play the same character in every movie.
This
all
seems
the movies we've
nothing
seen,
like Nacho.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess I should ask, what do you mean by he plays the same character in all his movies?
When I see Jack Black acting, he's always just acting like Jack Black. That's just the way I see it. Like, even if they're like, they have like the subtleties of their specific character and like the different motivations, in the end, they're still acting like Jack Black. And maybe that's just like my bias on it, but every movie we've seen with him in it so far, he's just acting the exact same for me. Just with like the specific subtleties to his character.
I think what it is that Jack Black, no matter what character he's playing, has a same approach at humor, and that's what gives a lot of his characters a samey feel. I don't think it's necessarily that all of his characters actually are the same.
I also just think that at this point, with all the movies we've seen Jack Black in, there's just been some essence of...
Three?
I think there's Nacho Libre, we have... Baby...
Yeah,
I'll
Nacho Libre,
but...
Tenacious D, and this. There's probably more.
That actually might be it. I'm definitely thinking of all the movies that he's in.
Either way, he
but
definitely acts exactly the same in all of them.
I just think it's the Jack Black energy, man. I think that's all it is.
Who is Nico? You're probably the only one who might have an answer to this question. Who is your favorite celebrity cameo? And also, you're not allowed to say Conan.
I'm not allowed to say Conan, dude. Golly, let's see here.
Would that have been your answer?
Probably. Let's go with. Honestly, it was pretty silly just like seeing Weird Al play just like the studio exec. Until,
I actually didn't know that was
good,
him.
Until
didn't?
fucking other Weird Al that like his songs are shit and that they'll never catch on.
Yeah, no,
That was pretty good.
I was watching, I was viewing the end credits, and I was about to skip forward to see if there was any after credit scenes. And then I saw Weird Al Yankovic, like, I saw his name flash across the screen. I was like, but that wasn't on the left side where the characters, like, is it the actor name on the left or the character name on the
Doesn't
left?
matter.
Whatever. It wasn't on the correct side, and I was like, was Weird Al in this movie? So I rewound it and saw, and it was like the executive guy or whatever. I was like, I guess I don't know what Weird Al looks like, or like he just looks super different.
Oh,
like,
I knew it
did not
immediately.
recognize him. I didn't.
Weird Al has two phases to his career. He has what this part mostly covers, which is afro and mustache, and then his current phase, which is long hair and clean shaven.
That's probably the one I'd recognize, because that's the one I see most often.
Then I don't know why you didn't recognize him.
He had a wig on, like it was like the Bill guy or whatever. He had like that bowl cut wig or whatever. I don't remember. Was he the guy at the desk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell you.
To be fair, Dylan, Jackson didn't really know that either. To be fair, also, Jackson didn't really know, like, Jackson doesn't really know much about pop culture whatsoever, so basically everything went over his head for this film.
Yeah, I was insanely
gonna...
fucking lost with basically everything they're doing. I'm
say,
basically probably 90% of the jokes in this movie.
Wasn't Jackson completely lost when we did the Weird Al song tier list?
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with what we just said, but...
No.
Jackson, how bad is your ranking since you don't really know anything about Weird Al?
This is in the middle of Osmosis Jones and 12 Angry Men for me. It's not that.
Well,
it's not that bad.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of curious to hear your overall thoughts on it, given you aren't really a Weird Al fan.
Yeah, so like you, Tanner, I immediately sussed that this was not a normal documentary. And then the question became like how much of this is embellished and how much of this is actually real. And as it kept going along, I was like, okay, this is probably all just fucking bullshit. And then at that point, I was like, okay, so this movie is basically just a comedy at this point. There's no value to the actual like documentary. The whole point of the story is that it's absurd and ridiculous. So it's literally just a comedy. And unfortunately, I missed a lot of the jokes because I just don't know enough about the pop culture. There's definitely some funny moments. I think the acting was all right for the most part. Cinematography was all right. Nothing really that standoutish for me. There were some funny moments. I don't know. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Something that I think really showed off how funny this movie was even for the jokes that were just very clearly advertised well in advance, I still laughed at. Like the fact that they had his mom being fat for like several minutes before they do the fat joke.
Yeah.
And I still laughed at it, so I was like, okay, they got me.
I did really like that scene because like I noticed that like, oh yeah, she's like really fat now. What's up with that? And they just don't address it for quite a while.
Yeah,
they let it hang there for a good second.
Yeah, they have you think about it a little bit, which I definitely really appreciated. Another thing I really appreciate about this film was that the action scenes in it, guys, they actually sold like really well in this film. Because, we watch other comedies, say like fucking Summer Boys, that's super wet or whatever the fuck. Wet Hot American Summer. In like that film, they don't sell the action like whatsoever. It very much so just feels like these are actors who are like just fucking slapping each other around a little bit. They don't want to hurt each other though, so they're not going too hard. They're just some actors. Whereas in this film, it very much so feels like these are actual characters who's like, that's fucking weird. I'm beating the shit out of a chef right now. Holy fuck. They sell it significantly better than other comedy films do, which I really appreciated a lot with it.
Yeah, they commit to the bit.
Exactly. They commit to it, and they commit hard. That's one thing I liked a lot. One thing I kind of wished, honestly, was that, like, you know, they had, like, a lot of real goofy moments, but I almost kind of wish they, like, played it straight more often in this film. Because, I don't know, I feel like that would have just, like, made those moments hit a lot harder for me. Because, like, when they were, like, getting all serious, when he was, like, out in the middle of the Congo trying to rescue his babe, like, I don't know, I just felt, like, significantly more invested, and, like, those funny moments just, like, felt like they came out of nowhere a lot more, and they just were much more impactful for me in those moments. I don't know, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't think I necessarily agree.
Are you saying you wish that jungle
I wish
part
that it was
wasn't
more
as...
serious more often, Dylan. I wish that they played it a little more straight more often, dude.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you were saying. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Jackson says. I probably didn't get a lot of the pop culture stuff. I think I probably got more than Jackson, but who's really to say? I definitely did chuckle a lot, but that's not really hard to do because I'm a very easy person to entertain.
Just look at his rankings to really verify that one.
Yeah, exactly. I will say I was legitimately annoyed with a couple of parts in this movie. Like, sometimes the humor I just thought was annoying, or like the jokes they decided to go with. I don't know. I wouldn't say eye-rolling moments because I don't think I physically rolled my eyes, but you kind of like get the idea. But like I said, I think one thing I can really appreciate about the movie is the fact that Weird Al is a parody artist, and like this movie is just a parody of his own life story. So I think that was a really nice like cinematic touch to the whole thing at the very end.
Does this film give you a newfound appreciation for Weird Al?
Why is that?
What do you mean? I'm just asking you, dude.
Oh, that was a question. Yeah. I didn't hear that. It did not come through Discord the way it was intended. I mean, assuming he probably helped produce this movie, right?
Presumably so, yes.
He wrote it.
Yeah.
He's a writer and a producer.
I can't say I have a newfound respect for him. I would definitely say that this would be something I would expect from him, 100%. So I guess it fits within the vein of things he does, is the way I would say it. So yeah.
What was your guys' favorite song that was in the movie? Let's end it with this question, unless anyone else has any other thoughts.
Yeah, I don't really think I have too many other thoughts on this film. I'll say Amish Paradise.
I was gonna say Amish Paradise. Amish Paradise is always a banger for me.
It is. Amish Paradise is like far and above his most listened to song, like on YouTube and shit too. So
yeah,
I think that was actually the song that Nico introduced. Like when like he introduced Weird Al to me, I think that was the song he showed me. Either that or White and Nerdy. It was
I was gonna say it's definitely one of those two.
So makes sense.
And with that, boys, for our ratings, Dylan, what are you going to be giving this bad boy?
Based on this may shock you. Based on where I ranked other movies, and the rating I gave it, it still sounds right to me, which is shocking. Kind of, I think. But I'm gonna be giving Weird Al a B+.
A B+, hot damn. Tanner, how about you, dude?
Honestly, I feel fine giving it an A.
Yeah? Yeah, looking over my ratings here. I'm thinking I'm gonna give it a B as well here.
Okay.
Yeah. B feels right. How about you, Jackson?
Yeah, I gave it a B-, so we're all about in the same range.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That puts it at a B+.
Let's go.
Nice.
Farming those check marks, boys. Farming those check marks. Let's go.
Pretty solid slate of movies this week, if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will agree with that statement.
Well, boys.
And now it's time to choose next week's ones. Jackson, roll the Patreon.
Yay, Patreon.
I'd love to roll the Patreon. Let me roll the Patreon really quickly while you guys put your movies in for this
Whoa.
one.
2 new requests from our Patreon members right before we spin the Patreon. Thank you guys
it's
for
the new
participating.
Mad Max by mistake.
Holy shit, we're finally getting to it.
Mad Max Fury Road. Oh boy.
2015.
Isn't this supposed to be the good one?
That's right,
They're
this is the
all
good
good.
one. No, they're not.
Yeah,
Shut the
now.
fuck up.
You know, that's sensitive.
I did not enjoy the one we watched. Not gonna lie.
This one, though, this one's real good. I'm excited for it. So thank you
Okay,
very
good
much
to
to
hear.
Jacob Edwards.
You and their real names.
It's their Patreon names, man. We gotta use their Patreon names.
It says mistake in Discord.
And
We have to use the Patreon name. Shut up.
how are we supposed to know?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Nah, we're gonna
I
keep
remember
putting
that.
that on you guys.
We can be corrected. It's fine.
Anyways, my pick is the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh, it's finally time.
Scooby-Doo. Is it just called Scooby-Doo?
I don't know.
believe
It's
that is
like
the
it's on
case.
some fucking island where it's like a vacation island and people
Yeah.
get turned
No,
into
that's the
monsters.
second one.
No, it's not.
Wait, is that the second one?
That's the
I
first one.
I don't know. It's one of them. One
The
of them's
first
like
one
a
is
haunted
Monster
house.
Island. It's like Monster Island. It's Scooby-Doo Monster Island.
Yeah, Monster
Is
Island.
that
And the next
actually
one
what
is.
it's called? I thought it's just
I'm-
Scooby-Doo.
And then the
I-
next one's like a bunch of monsters. It's
I'm
called
pretty sure.
Scooby-Doo 2002, or is that
Yeah,
the second one?
It's just no Scooby-Doo 2002. That's the first one.
Yeah, it's just called Scooby-Doo. It's
Okay.
literally just called Scooby-Doo 2002.
Let's go.
Okay.
So Dylan, as for your pick,
I did have a pick, but I made Jackson a promise like 2 months ago. I
Wait.
am gonna choose Scooby-Doo 2.
Monsters Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed.
Is it Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed or Scooby-Doo
Yes,
Monsters Unleashed?
it is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Okay.
holy
told you,
shit, sounds
Jackson.
like we got some crazy movies to watch this week, boys.
I got
What
you,
year
bro.
is
I
that
told
one?
you.
Hold on.
I believe
That's
it's
2004.
2006. 2004. I was gonna say
yeah.
2004. It didn't sound right.
Only a 2-year gap. No way.
I mean, that makes sense considering, sequels.
True. Guys, I'm excited to finally watch the live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Dude, I told you so many times just to pick it, and I would
Well,
literally.
now he has.
It's
Yeah.
the time now, Dylan. It's finally the time. What
Promises
can I
We
made.
say?
should watch them
promises
out
kept.
of order.
Let's
Yeah.
not do that. You're gonna.
Does it
kill
even
my
matter?
OCD.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
don't
does.
think it does
Actually,
matter.
no, it doesn't. It really doesn't, but it makes it so much better if you watch it in order.
Okay.
That sounds like it does matter then.
It says it makes it better, but it doesn't matter. You can watch in whatever order you want.
Maybe I will.
They're just valuable plot points that you won't understand if you watch them out of order, Tanner, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Nico knows
All
what's
those
up.
Easter eggs I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a special bonus prize.
And with that,
Guys,
boys, that's another Guapish episode in the bag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as to follow everything Tanner's about to say about the Patreon.
That's right. If you subscribe for only $1 at patreon.com/Guapish, you get access to our pre-Guap show, early access to every Patreon episode. You get access to the Discord where you can send in your own movie and topic recommendations. You get 500 slime coin, and you also get your name read.
That's why I'm going to read the names right now. It's Raheem Rajawani, Kyler Nikolai, Certified Hebephile, Topperman Man, Joshua Bean, Tutbot, Lucas Ledet, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. I especially love you, Tutbot. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.